Alright, what's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss Show. And in today's episode, we're gonna be talking about guilt tripping. Because, people, they have a tendency of doing that. And here's the thing, I'm not gonna be talking about anybody in particular, alright? But if you feel that you can relate to the things that I'm talking about, fam, that's on you. They ain't got nothing to do with me. But anyway, let's explore that conversation. Let's talk on that real quick. So what is it to guilt trip somebody? So pretty much, let's just say a friend invites you out to, I'm trying to think of a content creating event, right? Friend invites you to a content, let's say it's like a VidCon or Comic Con or something like that, right? Now, you got your own personal stuff that you could be going through, whether it's something depressing, whether you are meeting the love of your life, whether some other things. It could be a lot of different things that's preventing you to going to VidCon. But so you tell this friend, so like, let's say that you was like, all right, yeah, sure, I'll be there. You know, we can record some videos, do whatever and stuff, right? Love of your life messages you and they're like, hey, on that same day, they want to see you. They're all like, no, like, I want to see you. I want to hang out. I want to, do whatever. Now, my thing is this, all right? I'm a single man. I'm looking for love. I would love to find love right now. And if I'm telling you, if the opportunity presented itself and it just so happened to fall on the day where I had to go do something with some friends, I'm letting that friend know right now. I'm like, look, we friends. We cool. All right? I got nothing but love for you. I'm meeting the love of my life today. You have to understand that, okay? Especially if it's a friend in a relationship. Like, my closest friend, he's married. So I'm like, fam, you have to understand. I'm trying to have what you have. I'm trying to have a wife and kids, all right? So you just have to bear with me and things, all right? Now, this particular friend that I'm talking about, he never, that's the thing. He's never guilt tripped me in nothing. Like, throughout, our friendship, it's always just been us cracking jokes, hanging out. We've had our serious moments and stuff. Not so much we done got into it with each other, but he done had his dark days, I done had my dark days. And it's one of those things where it's when we have free time to hang out with one another and stuff, we hanging out. And that's the thing too. I have to say, this was probably one of the most dopest friendships to have, because if we can't hang out, fam, we're both gamers. We can both play the video game. And the thing is this, it doesn't even matter what game it is. It could be Call of Duty. It could be, there's this one game that, he did buy that game, and I did say I was gonna buy it, but I seen how buggy it was. And Steam be acting weird, when it comes to those refunds and stuff. I probably will get the game, when the reviews get better. I do have the game wish list. But yeah, we have been playing games, hanging out, pretty much it's one of those friendships where it's nah, bro, you're not a friend, you're a brother. You're one of those people where it's if I'm out and about minding my own business, and I could be sore from working out, just body is on 2%, all right, and some change. If I see him getting in a fight with multiple people, I'm jumping in. He's one of those friends where it's I'm jumping in, I'm throwing haymakers, I'm throwing punches. You might get caught in the crossfire, but just that it should just let you know how much I respect you as a friend. To where if I seen some stuff going down, I'm fighting, bro. I'm I don't care what I got going on. It's one of those things I'm all hey, if I let's say I'm hanging out with some people and I see him getting into it, I'm hey, real quick, I'm I gotta go tend to this situation real quick, because that's my brother. I'm I can't just let him just be getting into a fight and stuff, and then me not jumping in. He sees me, it's on some Juice Tupac stuff, a bunch of guys surrounding. I'm nah, bro. I'm we both gon' it's either we both gonna come up out of here winning this fight, or we both getting jumped, all right? That's how much of a close friend I am with this guy. But anyways, throughout our lives, though, has never guilt tripped me. And I have to say, on the biggest day of his life, like this, I feel like that you hear at times with people they experience more than one marriages. But with him, I feel like he's in a locked in relationship and stuff. And I missed his wedding day. And it's one of those things that's it still hunts me, I still feel bad about it. But at the same time, I guess to my defense, I was going through some stuff. Like I was having some extreme, because he got married some years ago, and yeah, I was going through some dark days, and I think it was as clear as day that people could see that I was kind of going through something. And because I wasn't being me, like I wasn't, talkative. I wasn't like, I was out of it. Like I was doing my hardest, okay, to be mentally better, but it just seemed like day after day after day, I was just like, it was something going on, and yeah, and then like the leading, or like, I guess the thing that started it all and stuff, like it was a kind of just, like me catching feelings for somebody. And yeah, she didn't feel the same way. So I just felt like it wasn't in my best, like, I guess it wasn't best for me to, be around that sphere. Now it's like, I don't care. It's one of those things where it's just, I've put that situation behind me. And yeah, I'm moved on. I'm like, hey, it's like they living their life, they doing their thing. I'm happy for them, praying that life is going good for them. But I gotta focus on me. Can't be focused on that individual no more, So yeah, and it's like, and me and the girl, we ain't even like, I guess like we ain't cool. We ain't on talking terms or any of that stuff. So yeah, it's something where I'm like, I know people will probably be all like, that's a try to, I guess, have a, a narrative on that situation. And I'm like, I did what I needed to do. I cut that friend off because I felt like that it wasn't healthy for me to be friends with somebody that put me through such a dark place, and yeah, if they reach out and they were like, oh, it's like, hey, look, you ain't gonna tell me how to feel in my life. You ain't gonna tell that's one of those things, again, guilt tripping. I'm like, you ain't gonna make me feel guilty on how I felt. Like, I felt love in my heart towards you. Like, that's one of those things where I'm like, and I feel like that there were at times where I felt like that with her. Like, I felt like I was being guilt tripped and things. And you know what, actually, we ain't even going to explore that conversation. It's like, I'm going to keep this as a general thing where there ain't no actual people that I'm talking about. But just, I guess, to, kind of briefly talk on that. Yeah, there were at times where I did feel that way. And nah, man, it's like with guilt tripping, it's people need to understand that it's not good for people to go through no guilt tripping experience. Like, so let's say, for an example, you're hanging out with somebody. I think because I did multiple takes of this podcast episode, and I can't remember if I was saying it in this one, or in, cause I talk so much, and so it's like, I don't know. Then it's like, I talk fast, like I don't be slowing it down and then be paying attention to what I'm saying. But anyways, but yeah, you're hanging out with a friend. I think I was using the VidCon, as an example. I think I did say it for this take. I can't remember if I did or not, but anyways, no, overall though, it's like you're hanging out with a friend, you're at VidCon, and then, or you're heading to VidCon, but the love of your life messages you, and they're all like, hey, I want to hang out and all this other stuff. You go and relay the message back to your friend, like, hey, the love of my life wants to hang out with me, like, I hope you understand. Then they want to guilt trip you, and it's like, oh, we don't never hang out, like, you don't want to hang out with me no more, you're saying I'm this and I'm that. And it's like, when did those words ever come out of my mouth? Like, you just came up with all these different things, and it's like, fam, it's not going to make me want to hang out with you. It feels like I'm forced to hang out with you, but it's not gonna make me, want to hang out with you if you're gonna make me feel bad about not hanging out. Like, no, bruh. I'm not trying to feel bad for, like, doing something that I want to do. And that's the thing, like, I feel that as a content creator, people think that you have all the free time in the world, and it's like, I don't. Like, especially being a small content creator, I don't have all the free time in the world. People think that I do, but I'm like, fam, when I wake up, I'm immediately thinking, okay, what am I going to do today for content creating? Then throughout the day, I'm looking for games to stream on Twitch, maybe YouTube, maybe Kick, maybe TikTok. Yeah, I guess depending on how much energy that I have for that day. When I'm not doing that, I'm recording videos. And then it's like, when I'm not doing that, I'm editing videos. And the thing is this, I'm not wanting people to support me when it comes to content creating. I would love the support, but at the same time, it's like, I just want people to understand what content creating is. Content creating is not a job that you just downplay. It's not a career that you just, like, oh, I could just tend to this, whatever and stuff. The reason why I say that is because when I had that mindset when I was in high school, fam, like I'm not where I am today. When I was in high school, yeah, I would just upload random videos. Random videos would go viral here and there and stuff. But at the same time, I'm like, when I look at how much I've achieved when I am focused on content creating, when I am serious about it and stuff. And that's the thing, like, people think that I'm trying to, use it as a get out of, hanging out. And I'm like, no, like, I'm a busy person. People think that, like, with content creating is that, like, they see these creators and they see how they be out and about and stuff. And I'm like, when have you ever seen me, I guess, when I'm hanging out with you and I have my phone out and I'm like, oh, hey, guys, hanging out with the friend, and make sure you guys like and subscribe, all this other. The thing is this, when I do hang out with people, I'm me. I'm Tyler. I'm not TMossBoss. All right. I'm TMossBoss, for the duration of this podcast episode, for the duration of my next YouTube video, TikTok video, music, stuff like that. And that's the thing where it's like, I try to use that time as much as I possibly can. And, I guess I could, work on that stuff the next day. But I'm like, fam, if I'm trying to hurry up and because I would have to say with me, content creating is an everyday job. I can save videos for the next day, but now I'm going to be overloaded with a bunch of different content for the next day. And now I'm behind. And I had to say, like, yeah, I'm behind on a lot of different content, from videos I got to react to, music that I got to finish up, games that I need to finish either for YouTube videos, streaming, whatever the case is. Yeah, but it's like, there is so much content that I'm behind. Anytime I can, I guess, to get myself more caught up, I'm going to use that time, and so, but if it comes down between hanging out with somebody where we could do this any day of the week, because there are at times where it's like, and that's the thing too, where it's like people at times, they be wanting to hang out at like odd hours and stuff. Like, I ain't had it where people done reached out to me, like they'd like early in the morning be wanting to call, talk on the phone and all this other, and I'm like, fam, for one, I'm asleep. So the conversation it's not going to, again, I'm using actual people as an example, but I mean, it done happened more than once with multiple different people. So I'm like, y'all sit in a circle and pick and choose who you think I'm talking about. But overall though, just, using it as an example. Yeah, no, people have done that. And I'm like, fam, I'm trying to sleep. I'm like, I ain't got time to be out here, but then it's like, and that's one of the main reasons on why I guess, like, I don't really argue with people. I look at arguing with people as a waste of time, but I think people are going to be trying to, like, put words in my mouth and make it seem like that. Oh, so you're saying hanging out with people is a waste of time? Guilt tripping. Like, that's what I mean by that. It's because it's like people, they'll have like I guess like what your sentence already ready for you, and I'm like, fam, I didn't say that. I didn't say nothing like that. See, and that's the thing. People are so quick to finish up your sentence, your conversation, and all that other stuff. And I'm like, okay, so now that you have TMossBoss, like that, I guess mindset out of your brain, and you're you now, let the actual TMossBoss, let the actual Tyler talk and hear what I have to say. But yeah, it's like, and the thing is this, like, people, they'll do that. They'll like try to, I guess, have an assumption of whatever it is that you're going to say. Then they want to get mad and then feel a certain way. And I'm like, fam, if you just let me say what I need to say, you'll understand why. All right. And I guess, when it comes to, when it comes to content creating, like, I'm trying to put myself in the best possible position when it comes down to content creating. Like, I look at a lot of different people around me, especially with content creators, they got their lives together. They, and it's like with me, it's like, I would say that I partially have my life together, but at the same time, it's like, it could be better. So if I can use the opportunity to better my life, I'm going to do that. And then, and it'll be people that like be wanting to, hang out with me and stuff where I'm like, you guys got your life together. I'm like, look at your situation and look at my situation. That's why I wanted, just kind of do my own thing and stuff where I'm like, so I can be in your situation, but people don't be hearing that. It goes in one ear and out the other. And then it's like, all right, well, now it's like, and yeah, then there's at times where it's just, people want to hit you with the whole runaround where it's all like, oh yeah, it's you don't like me. You don't want to be cool with me and all this other stuff. And I'm like, fam, if that's what you're assuming, then it's like, okay, let me say what I need to say. Cause yeah, it's like, that's the thing. I'm like, I don't mind being cool with everybody that I come across, talk to, all this other stuff. I'm like, I don't mind that. But at times, I just need some me time. I need some time to myself. Like right now, I would say like right now, I'm, just kind of like in a, not really a depressing era, but I'm just kind of feeling a little down and out. I'm feeling a little depressed, so the thing is this, when I feel this way, I just want to be alone. I'll hang out with my family, cause it's just to let them know like, hey, I'm here, I'm good, I'm chilling and all this other stuff. But as soon as it's like, okay, like they can see that, they can understand that, right back off in my own little area, and I'm chilling, so it's just, yeah, it's one of those things where I'm all like, okay, it's like, it's not that I don't want to hang out with people, it's not that I don't want to, be around people and all that other stuff, but it's like, there's at times where I just need alone time. And I wish people would understand that. And I have to say, there's probably, because yeah, it's two people, just, one that I worked with, and then childhood friend, where it's like, I'll have to say that I missed the biggest days of their life. And then, yeah, and it was both weddings. And and it was just overall like, not showing up. I do feel bad about that. But at the same time, they didn't guilt trip me. It's one of those things where I'm like, I don't know how they feel. Yeah, they probably do feel a certain way about me missing their wedding, and I do apologize for that. But they have to understand, I was going through probably the darkest time of my life. And it was definitely one of those things where I'm like, people will look at it and be like, Dad, that's not a good enough excuse. It's not an excuse. It was my life. I was like, it was one of those situations where I'm like, I didn't know what the outcome was going to. I knew it wasn't going to be anything dramatic or crazy, but just to like the knowing what, and not so much as like knowing, but I guess like knowing the unknown, or like knowing that the unknown was going to happen, like you didn't really know what was going to happen next and stuff. Yeah, like that's the scariest part about being, depressed and down and out. You might act out, you might lash out, you might, just, say and do some things that you're going to later on in life regret. So with me, I'm like, okay, I gotta be off in an area by myself. I gotta get mentally right before, cause my thing is this. Let's say that this, like these same two people in my life, where if they would have sent me that invite now, oh yeah, I'm like, fam, I'm going on Amazon, I'm looking for, some $20 suits. They're gonna be like, oh, they're like, Tyler, that's such a nice suit. I'm like, no, it is. I'm like, got on Amazon for $20. This is a zip-up suit. I'm like, it's one of them suits where it's like, you can snatch it off and play a basketball game and things, so yeah, I'm in a good headspace now. But no, yeah, about some years back, I definitely wasn't the same conversation. I'm like, nah, I just, can't do it, so, and, I feel bad, it's one of those things where I'm like, if I could do it all over again, not saying that, I'm like, they gotta get a divorce and get married again, but yeah, let's say if they were all like, oh, we're gonna have like renew our vows, and it's gonna be like a whole new wedding experience or something like that, I'm like, yeah, I'm there. I didn't show up the first time, best believe I'm showing up second time. All right. So, but anyways, with that being said, but yeah, it's one of those things though, but it's like, if I'm going through a dark like time in my life, people need to understand I need to be alone. That doesn't mean like, oh, this is the time and opportunity to take advantage of him, guilt trip him, and all this other. I'm not dealing with that. Now that I'm almost 30 years old, it's one of those things where I'm like, hey, understand before you get cut off. All right. So then it's people, the thing is this, they'll hear that and they just like, yeah, anyways. And then they just want to still go back to the guilt trip. And I'm like, if you find, my thing is this, what makes you think I want to hang out with you more if you gonna guilt trip me and hanging out with you in the first place, or wanting to do whatever and things. And it's like, fam, people, come on now. It's one of those things where it's like, you need to, there are people, and I guarantee and I promise you, put them in the same situation, they do the same exact stuff, where it's like, if they going through some stuff, they're gonna let people know, hey, I'm going through some stuff. Or if they don't run and really talk about it, they're gonna just be all like, hey, can't really make it right now, so. But anyways, with that being said, I will talk to y'all later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening. Stay tuned for the next episode. Like, subscribe, viewing this on YouTube. Follow, subscribe, viewing this on the podcast streaming service. And peace.